What's going on, everybody? Victor here with another brand new video, and I want to do another fight prediction video because this is another interesting matchup that I want to see for a fighter in the lightweight division that's really injected himself over the last couple of years. I'm talking about Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. Now, there's one thing about Paddy Pimblett is that he's defeated guys such as Luigi Vendramini, he knocked him out. Jordan Levin, he submitted him. Rodrigo Vargas, he was able to submit him in London. Went on to fight Jared Gordon. A lot of people believe that Jared Gordon won that fight. And his last victory against Tony Ferguson, a Tony Ferguson that's dwindling, a Tony Ferguson that's a show of himself, a Tony Ferguson that is on the verge of retirement if his ego does not get in his way. But Paddy the Baddy Pimblett still hasn't been beaten in the UFC, but he needs a new injection of life in the lightweight division. He needs to be able to get in those top 15. He made a lot of promises saying that he's going to be the next Conor McGregor, that he's going to be bigger than Conor McGregor, that he was going to be the next UFC lightweight champion of the world, and that none of the people in his own division are on the same level as him. Now, guys that he used to talk smack against, such as Ilir Topuria, who have already transcended the boundaries of mixed martial arts as a whole, is already a champion, for crying out loud, knocking out pound for pound the best featherweight champion in the world, possibly one of the best featherweight champions in the history of mixed martial arts, Alexander Volkanovski. Those two went back and forth. They even had a physical altercation over in London, and look who's on top now, Ilir Topuria, while Paddy the Baddy is still sitting on the sidelines. Now, he's been out for a while because he just had twins with his wife. Congratulations. But it's time for him to get back into the octagon. It's time for him to get back in there and fight against an individual that is ranked. Now, there's two individuals that I have in mind. Two individuals that he has called out on social media. Two individuals that want the smoke. Two individuals that want the money, that want the payday, that aren't afraid of going to London whatsoever. I'm talking about Bobby Green, King Bobby Green, and Renato Money Moicano. O meu amigo Renato Moicano quer muito dinheiro. In Portuguese, I'm translating it in English. My friend Renato Moicano wants a lot of money. And he wants that fight against Paddy Pimblett. And so does Bobby Green as well, because Paddy Pimblett is a payday right now. If you fight Paddy Pimblett, you're going to get a lot of eyes on you. You're going to get a lot of traction on you. You're going to get a lot of new fans at the end of the day, especially if you fight him in London, where he's going to sell out the O2 Arena. If it doesn't happen there, then it's most likely going to happen in Manchester, which is another popular city in the UK as well, the second most popular city next to London, England. Now, these are two very dangerous matchups for Paddy Pimblett, but these are the matchups that he needs in order to make that shine of his shine a lot brighter. Renato Moicano, being a Brazilian tacticianer that he is, so does Paddy Pimblett. Both these guys are good at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'd like to see what happens if both these guys get to the ground with one another. Renato Moicano, who has just had a victory over the past weekend, UFC 300 against Jalen Turner, got hurt in that first round. Jalen Turner literally let him off the hook, and then Moicano was able to get back in there in the second round, get Jalen Turner to the ground, and finish him via ground and pound. Now, there's a lot of things I don't know about Renato Moicano, is that he's faced the best of the best in the featherweight division, also in the lightweight division as well. And he's knocked out guys. He's gotten guys out of there via submission. I remember when he faced, it was another fighter from England. It was Jai Herbert. He was getting hurt on the feet, took him down, submitted him very fast. Renato Moicano isn't the best on the feet. We saw that in this fight against Jalen Turner, but when he gets you to the ground, he likes to pour a lot of pressure on you. If he gets that back, he'll flatten you out on the canvas. He will soften you up a little bit with some ground and pound, and you'll get that rear naked choke victory in there. If not, he'll just end up beating you via ground and pound as a result of a TKO victory. Bobby Green, another dangerous opponent. Bobby Green is very unpredictable. He fights with his hands low the majority of the time, so you don't know where those punches are coming from. You literally have to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at him, just like I said with Anthony Fluffy Hernandez in my last video, to be able to get him out of there. He is a dog. He can take you down on the ground. He has a wrestling background. He can be able to submit you, submitted Tony Ferguson, and that was the very first submission of Bobby Green's career, was against Tony Ferguson, a former interim lightweight champion of the world, which is absolutely just, it was just impressive, for crying out loud. A lot of us had our jaws just to the ground. We saw that fight with Bobby Green and Tony Ferguson. Now, that's just one opponent that both these individuals have in common. But Bobby Green, you don't want to get him mad because he does go in there emotional the majority of the times and uses that emotion as fuel to go in there and beat his opponents. Paddy wouldn't be any stranger to that, especially all the trash talk with Renato Moicano's that he's had, and now he's trash talking Bobby Green. Bobby Green will just use that as motivation, use that as fuel to go in there and get the job done. And Bobby Green, like I said, he's got good striking. He's got good movement. He bloodied up Jim Miller over the weekend, and with his strikes and basically with the pressure that he pours on, you know what I mean? Sometimes Bobby Green gets his opponents hurt and he lets them off the hook. That's a problem that he has. He doesn't tend to follow through and finish his opponents off, especially when they're hurt. That can be a problem against Paddy Pimblett. The moment that you lit him off the hook for a second, like Luigi Vendramini did during their fight, where Luigi Vendramini was just teeing off on Paddy Pimblett during his debut, and letting him come back and get that TKO finish, that's a problem. If I'm Bobby Green and I have Paddy Pimblett hurt, you have to go after him no matter what. So these are two fights that Paddy Pimblett must take in order to get himself in that top 15, in order to make his star shine even brighter, in order to get us all on that bandwagon, because I'm not on there right now, because he's been facing, the majority of the fighters that he's been facing aren't even in the top, I wouldn't say aren't even in the top 20 of the lightweight division, because that's how just jam-packed the lightweight division is at the end of the day. The lightweight division is the glamour division of the UFC, and stars continue to shine, but his star has been diminishing ever since that Jared Gordon fight. Sure, he fought Tony Ferguson. Sure, it was on a pay-per-view, but it wasn't that impressive. So hopefully, if he decides to fight one of these two individuals, I believe that both of them are game. Both of them didn't really take that much damage over the weekend, UFC 300. The fight should take place in England. I don't know if it's going to be in London. I don't know if it's going to be in Liverpool. I don't know if it's going to be in Manchester. But the UFC is going back to England with a pay-per-view card. What better way for Paddy Pimblett to get on that card, on that main card of a pay-per-view, than against Money Moicano or King Bobby Green? Appreciate you guys for watching this video. Who else do you think that Paddy Pimblett should fight in this next coming fight? It's most likely going to happen in England. He loves to fight in England. He hasn't fought in a while now. It's most likely going to take place in the UK. Who should he fight next? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Stay blessed and stay safe. Later, guys.